I'm not sure Nebraska fans at home are ever going to want to watch a game on Peacock again. It is stunned silence here in Memorial Stadium after a 13-10 loss to Maryland. You can't draw it up more painfully than this one, and I know I've said that only about 313 times in the last 5 years, but this one was really, really painful. Nebraska led 10-7 going into the fourth quarter, and they committed 3 turnovers, 2 by Jeff Sims, a fumble and an interception. He was then replaced by Chubba Purdy, who drove the team all the way down the field to the Maryland 5-yard line, where for some reason Nebraska decided to call a couple of passes from first and goal when a field goal probably would have sufficed. They didn't kick that field goal because Purdy threw an interception on 3rd and goal from the 7. That was Nebraska's 4th turnover of the day. Purdy was playing because Heinrich Harburg got hurt. He hurt his ankle in the first half. He was sidelined by that injury. Sims came in, didn't play great. He committed several turnovers. And then Purdy came in late, and he had a great drive. Let's be honest, it was a rousing drive. The fans here still kind of hanging around. I don't think they can quite believe how it all turned out. He led a rousing drive from his own 3-4 yard line all the way down to the 5. Nebraska looked like they were poised to qualify for their first bowl since 2016. They weren't able to do it because of that interception, and then a pass interference penalty on Javen Wright, one of Nebraska's first penalties, maybe its first penalty of the day. Maryland then drives the rest of the way. They get in field goal position, then make that field goal, and Maryland qualifies for a bowl. I'm not sure Nebraska deserved to win this game today. They scored 10 points off turnovers. Maryland kind of controlled a lot of it. Maryland outgains the Huskers 384 to 269, but Nebraska had a real chance. Fourth quarter, everybody's huddled up here, jumping around. The fans are excited. Husker Power chant is out there, and Nebraska just dropped the ball. And the question becomes, on offense, what do you do at quarterback? What do you do with a passing game that is as bad as this? What if Heinrich Harburg isn't healthy? We saw what happened today when he didn't get to play. Obviously, I'm not sure Sims will see the field again after his many turnovers. And while Chubba had a nice run, he also committed a costly penalty when he could have very easily just eaten a sack. At some point, you have to look at the coaching. Who coaches the quarterbacks? Who coordinates the offense? Questions there for Matt Rhule. He's going to have to navigate those things over the next 2 weeks. What is going on at that particular position? The decision-making is not there. The accuracy is not there. The turnovers are constant. Nebraska had even more today. They keep saying that the turnovers are killing them, but then they keep committing them. And Sims' fumble might have been the worst one. Because, again, all he has to do is plunge into the line. There's no gain. It's a quarterback, sort of a zone read, and he tries to outrun the entire Maryland defense, run around it. He loses the football. Maryland recovers. They get that tying field goal, and from then it was kind of game on. Still felt like Nebraska at the very end, with about 4 minutes left, was going to win it. They were going to either punch it into the end zone or they're going to kick a field goal, and their defense, which forced 3 turnovers a day of its own, was going to hold, but it didn't turn out that way. And now Nebraska's 5-5 overall, and they got to find a way to beat either Wisconsin or Iowa. Do you know how many times they've beaten those teams since 2014? 1. That was last year against the Hawkeyes. Now the challenge gets really interesting. The pressure ramps up, and Nebraska's got to figure this out. They had a chance to clinch a bowl berth against Michigan State and Maryland, teams that they were probably physically superior to. They weren't able to do it. And why? Because of turnovers. And now Nebraska has to answer hard questions after this game and after the season as to what the heck they're going to do about their passing offense and that quarterback position. For Omaha World-Herald and Husker Extra, I'm Sam McKewon.